the important events of the apocalypse and the meanings in astral reckoning in the fourth dimension of the symbology of the book of Revelations, which are characterized for us by the opening of the seven seals and the sounding of the seven trumpets. In the future, the earth, with all its beings, will pass into a kind of spiritual condition, with the exception of those who refuse to receive the Christ principle. This refusal we have to understand as a malevolent and unintelligent spiritual opposition, energetically exercised, of course, when the earth has taken on its astral, when it has ascended into its spiritual form, as we are now in the fifth dimension, the spiritual form of Mother Earth. But those that are still choosing to worship the AI God, to worship their lower nature, those who have refused the Christ principle, those beings will be unable to exist in the ascended earth. But these beings in a dense material form, trapped within their earthly substance, in their 3D avatar, those ones trapped in their earthly substance in the period following after the sounding of the trumpet, the period characterized by the outpouring of the vials of wrath of God's anger, they will also pass over into astral form. But the lower nature they will have acquired through not having accepted the Christ principle will be expressed in the astral, in the fourth dimension, by their having essentially the animal form John characterized in the book of Revelations, with the 7 heads and 10 horns. From all that has been said, you will be able to gather what the relation is between what we call heads and what we call horns. But in connection with this, the question will still arise in your soul: why is it that just certain organs, bodily organs, which appear in the physical body are called horns? Why does one designate as horns the physical organs and their vestiges in the astral, when the earth shall have become astral, when the earth has ascended into the fifth dimension, when heaven has united with this lower matter, when matter has become spiritualized, when the earth shall have become astral? It can be easily understood that those who have not taken up the principle of Christ must fall back again into the condition in which man was before he could partake of the Christ principle. Man was formerly a non-individual being with a group soul. For example, during the epoch of Atlantis, the Atlantean epoch, the age of Atlantis, mankind was furnished with the group souls, which are correctly symbolized by the lion, the bull, eagle, and man-like heads, the last being conceived of as an animal head. Thus, we must imagine that when man reappears in the spiritualized earth, the ascended earth of the new earth, the golden age timeline, and has failed to take in the Christ principle during this present age, this present epoch, he will then again appear in the old form, because he has contributed nothing toward the higher development of his previous group soul nature, and not only in this form, but with 3 heads more, which were added during the subsequent ages before the great flood of Atlantis. 3 further ages followed after the first 4. In these 3 ages, those who had later received the Christ principle also had in a certain way the possibility of taking up 3 further group soul heads, but they have transformed them. They have raised the animal nature in man to a higher stage. They appear in a spiritualized form. When the earth is spiritualized, when the earth has ascended to the fifth dimension, the others who have rejected the Christ impulse will appear with 7 heads, because there were, before the flood, 7 ages during which the animal nature was developed. So now you have a sense of this new earth, the ascended earth. And irrespective of your cultural upbringing, your religious orientation, the Christ principle can be, the word Christ can be substituted with Buddha, with Krishna, with all the avatars and the sons of light. Those whose names are in the book of knowledge and have taken the keys of Enoch, used them and opened and vanquished their lower animal nature and accepted the Christ, the Buddha, the Krishna, the Shiva, the principle of light, and have ascended and accepted the Messiahship, the Christhood, that have been anointed with the knowledge of Christ, of the Krishna, of the Buddha, have ascended their lower animal nature and taken their place within the new heaven on the new earth. Those will not appear with the 10 horns and the 7 heads, because they have ascended, transcended their animal nature, and their name is written in the book of life. Is your name written in the book of life? Well, if you don't know, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, stay along for the ride, folks. We're all going to get there at some point.
Namaste. Namaskaram.